And welcome to a Thursday edition. Dan, I got that yawn.
Thank you.
Look alive, buddy.
Yep.
Look alive, pal.
I'm alive.
We are here with the Thursday edition of the Nation Talks pre-game show. Oilers versus Canucks tonight, 8 o'clock p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Chris, how are you?
I'm very well. How are you?
Dan?
Doing great. You?
You look like you're ready to fall asleep, my friend. You're lounging.
I am. Let's get excited.
Laid back.
Your eyes are almost closed.
Let's get amped up here, boys. Here we go.
Excited about the game, Dan.
We got the Canucks tonight.
And as always, I got my third. I got my boy Coom here, who's
Cool.
he's in.
Cool.
Oh, I just hope he spills it.
He's being cool.
Spill,
As you can see, Coom's got his Jays jersey on. Jays kicked off their season today. It is not going well.
Keep it quiet about the Jays right now. We'll talk about the Jays later. We don't need to talk about it right now.
Chris Pagnani says, Coom, how are those Jays going?
You know how they're going. You don't have to torture me. You don't
All
have
right,
to.
boys. This is Oilersnation. Let's not harp on them too much.
All right, so
No,
we got the Oilers and Canucks facing off tonight. Second last matchup of the season. We've got some topics, as always, by my boy Dan. Dan, what do you got? Topic one. Let's go.
So, fun fact from Reddit. Reddit user, I want to get this name right, TrasherMag11.
That was my nickname in high school, actually.
There you go. Looked up Milan Lucic's year so far. And we are 41 games into the season for him, where he has only scored one goal. So, the last 41 games, he's only scored one goal. So, what do we think a ceiling for Lucic is next year?
Chris, I'm going to start with you.
If you multiply 41 by 2, it'd be 82 game series.
Quick math, Gordeco.
He will score 2 goals next season.
2 goals next season for Chris.
That's Chris.
I would be ecstatic if Lucic scored 15 goals next season. I think that's yeah, okay, 15 goals. Realistically, 10. But I don't know. Fuck, it's painful.
I think the thing for Lucic is just his usage. I don't think anybody around this table is that upset with Lucic as we are with his.
No, I love it. Go ahead.
I don't think we're as upset with Lucic as we are with his usage, which is not his fault. I don't know if it's the GM. I don't know if it's the coach. But the fact that he's been on the top line for that long and only had one goal, that's what's frustrating, I think, for most people.
Chris?
If Milan Lucic got paid like $1 million a year and he only scored 1 goal in the last, I would still be upset.
But is that his fault, though?
Yes.
Who else's fault is it? He can take responsibility for himself. What is he, a millennial?
He was given the contract by our GM, and he was given the position by either our GM
But he's
or the
also
coach.
the guy that comes into interviews and he's like, oh, like the team has to play like this, and we gotta we gotta get our attitude right. And it's like the guy hasn't scored a goal since 2016.
And he's
Good
also on the
Lord.
bench like, come on guys, we gotta pull it together, we gotta score goals. And then everyone's like, Milan Lucic, what are you doing with yourself?
He's hyping the team up. That's what he's doing.
Dan,
But
I
anyway,
think that at the table you're the biggest Lucic apologist. What is your prediction for next year for his goal scoring? Let's start goals, assists, points. Go ahead.
it comes down to his usage. It comes down to where he plays on the team. I think on a second power play, he could do well back there. I would say that a good season for Lucic, I think, is like 30 to 40 points. I like Cam's number of 15 goals there. I think that's a good. So we're gonna go to turn to quick math Gordeco for how many assists that is. But I think 15 goals and 40 points.
25.
Oh, look at that. That's what we keep Chris around for.
A good season.
Sorry about not
A
paying
good
you.
season for Lucic next year is a $3.233 million cap hit, which is a buyout.
Oh, and the Yankees are now up 6-0.
Thank you, Dan.
Okay, wait, I have a point. If Milan comes in a training camp and says that he lost like 10 to 15 pounds, then I'll be like, okay, let's see what's gonna happen.
I want to stop
I'd give
you
him a
right
second
here.
chance.
And here's the reason why. At the beginning of this season, there were articles in the Edmonton Journal, I believe, that said Milan Lucic is in the best shape of his life.
God.
Oh, that's
You
funny.
guys, if you follow baseball at all, every spring training, every single player that rolls in is in the best shape of their life. And it's like, I lost 5 pounds this offseason, and therefore, I'll be able to hit a ball with a bat. And it's like, Lucic is going to have to go on the keto diet like LeBron James did in 2015 and lose 40 pounds for him to be at the good NHL speed to be successful in this modern league right now.
Zach
There's
Aston did it.
no way it's happening.
Zach Cassian did it. And he's
And
flying.
how's Zach Cassian's season going?
he's
What,
flying.
he has 1 goal this year, 2 goals maybe. I don't know.
He can skate really fast.
All right, well let's go to.
That's what I want, Lucic.
Let's pivot to a positive now. Now that we've
Let's pivot to the-
railed on some bad players. We're
But
gonna
by the
talk
way,
about-
before you go, I'm going to say that Lucic is going to score 16 goals next year and with a 45 points. Chris, how do you feel about that?
Agree.
Go ahead,
There you go.
Dan, topic 2. Let's go.
the Vancouver tank. So for years, Edmonton's been pretty good at getting those low picks, those high draft lottery odds. Vancouver is fully embracing the tank. How do we feel about that? Are we
I am
upset
also
that-
embracing the tank.
Shut. Are we embracing the tank here? Are we okay if the Oilers lose, or we want to see some wins?
Chris,
towards the end of the season?
go ahead.
We're not embracing the tank. We're going to win the lottery no matter what.
Of course.
So we can win the next 2 games and still win the lottery. I'm not really concerned. Vancouver is bad at everything they do. We're bad at the regular season, but at least we're good at draft lotteries.
Hell
So
yeah.
I'm feeling pretty confident.
Coom, before I give your answer on whether or not Oilers fans and Canucks are embracing the tank, one JD Burke from Canucks Army has asked, can you please ask Coom how the Jays season is going to go? Please. Not just today, because as you can see from this TV over here,
I am exhausted
things
already.
are not
Don't show
going
that too
well.
long. Don't show that too long.
Go ahead.
Turn off Giancarlo Stanton batting for the Yankees because I am exhausted. The Blue Jays will make the second wild card. They'll win 87 games this year. They're perfectly fine. The rest of the American League is trash. The Yankees and the Red Sox were already significantly better than the Jays. They got significantly better. It doesn't matter. The Jays are competing with the Minnesota Trash Wild, the Los Angeles Trash Angels of Trash Anaheim, and the Seattle Trash Mariners for the second wild card. And those teams are trash. If you didn't know, the Jays will be fine. And I talk with my hands a lot. Yes, I know.
And now, are Canucks and Oilers fans embracing the tank? At Coom.
The Oilers haven't won a draft lottery since Taylor Hall was traded, and he's the good luck charm. So I'm not all too confident the Oilers can win a draft lottery now that Taylor Hall's gone. But that being said, I do embrace a tank. I think they should lose out for the rest of the year and increase their odds. Season's over. Get Connor McDavid his points. Everybody else irrelevant. Lose the games. Get the draft pick.
According to today's GDB and also the quick hit Dan did at ON the other day, the Oilers have a 5% chance of winning the draft lottery. Chris, do you think they can do it?
Yes.
Dan?
I don't know. I think it's a tough year. I think we're good for like a 2-3 spot, but I don't know about the first overall pick.
Coom, where do you think they're going to be drafted?
The Oilers?
Yeah,
I would say 7th overall.
7th overall. Dan, next topic, please.
Yeah. Last topic is just talking about McPoint predictions. We got another night of Connor McDavid.
Man.
How many points?
So right
so
now,
exciting.
Connor is at 102 points.
How many?
He is up 6, if I remember correctly, on Nikita Kucherov.
That's
Tonight
correct.
they play the Vancouver Canucks.
Yep.
Terrible Vancouver Canucks.
So
JD, if
bad.
you're watching, I hope you enjoy watching a terrible team. Chris, how many McPoints tonight?
How many games do we have left for the rest of the season?
What did you
5.
say it was like 17 earlier?
5
games. 5 games.
Man.
Chris doesn't know how to math.
Imagine if Connor racked up like 15 more points this year. I think tonight, if he gets like 2 points, is an easy night for him against Canucks. So I'm saying 3.
3 points for McDavid. Dan,
I'm going with 4 points for him tonight.
What's
because
the spread,
Kucherov-
Dan?
What's that?
what's the spread? And how are they allocated?
You don't know what that means.
4 points.
Oh, I get what you're saying. I'll say 2 goals and 2 assists.
And at Coom, any McPoints
I would
tonight?
say he buries 2 goals and has 1 assist in a 3-1 win.
I'm going to go ahead and say that Connor is going to get 3 points in one of the most casual evenings of the season. Dan?
I think Pete. So the reason I go with 4 points is because Kucherov is playing the early game tonight against the Bruins. So McDavid will be able to know how many points Kucherov has at the end of the night,
You think he looks
which I
good?
think he might get 2 points.
There's
I
a
mean,
question. Coom asked the question, do
Yeah.
you think Connor is looking at the points race before the game? Cam, do you?
No way. He knows he already has that in the bag. He's up. He's up on Kucherov now by 6 points. He's looking now at the Rocket, which he is 5 goals back of Ovechkin. That's what he's worried about now.
Different topic, real quick. We've got 45 seconds. Can he get close to catching Ovechkin for the Rocket?
We were talking about this. Alex Ovechkin has some pretty challenging opponents coming up. I think he'll get close. I don't think Connor will catch him.
Dan, real quick.
I don't think he'll catch him. I don't think it'll be this year, but I think it sets him up for next year now to just really be confident in that shot, and the dual threat of the goalie not knowing if it's going to be a pass or a shot every time is going to be money for him next year.
Cam, real quick. Do you think he gets close to Ovi?
I think he gets close. I don't know if he does it, but I bet you McDavid finishes the year with 45 goals, which Ovechkin has now.
Okay.
Here's a big prediction for you. Connor McDavid, 130 points next year.
700 points.
130 points.
I'm going to say that Connor gets to 40. I like I like Coombs' prediction of 45 goals. I'm going to say he goes ahead and gets to 45. I don't think he'll get the Rocket Richard. Mike, real quick, has a question in the chat. Does Connor get to 50 next year, Chris? Real quick.
Yes.
Yes, he does. Dan,
50
real quick.
goals?
50 goals next year.
No.
I think it's
No.
happening.
Coombe next year, 50 goals for
Absolutely.
Connor.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to say, at this point, it seems unlikely that Connor would score 50, but it wouldn't surprise me, and I wouldn't bet against him.
I think at this point he realizes the rest of the team is, and he's just going to start 1-9ing it the rest of the way.
Lastly, score prediction before we end off, Chris.
4-3.
4-3.
I said it earlier on our EA preview. 5-4 Oilers.
Coombe.
I said 5-1 in the EA preview. Now I'm grouchy because the Jays. I'm going to say 3-1 now.
I
3-1
am
for the Oilers.
going 4-2 for the Oilers. JD, if you're watching this, enjoy your loss tonight, buddy. We'll talk soon, all right?
Shout out.
Enjoy the game.
Thanks, guys.